welcome to our episode of Super Reaction Bros. I'm Chris.
I'm Christopher.
And on today's episode, we're taking a look at the official trailer for the new HBO original miniseries, Scenes from a Marriage. Now, this is a contemporary remake on a 1973 Swedish show of
the same name, pretty much. This time we're diving into more of a American, pretty much, type of couple this time around.
So basically, it's kind of like roughly the vein of Marriage Story, where basically we are following this couple as they go through every hurdle imaginable when it comes to marriage.
Yeah, that's all this really is. It dives into the depths of the questions you have when you're married, and certain things that may come up, that pop up, that you really question your love for one another and things like that, where it's like you get some either really good conversations, or you get some really interesting type of arguments, things like that. So like basically, it's like 70. There is definitely a difference between how marriage was back then to where now is now, especially in that country, because they're doing this from the American point of view, but more of a modern day, more American point of view.
Because a lot has changed in the world of marriage. So the two people we're following here is Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain. And that's all I got.
So let's just dive into this and see what HBO is going to deliver for the official trailer from Scenes from a Marriage. So here we go.
What is it?
There's a house built out of stone.
In the beginning of a relationship, everything is thrilling and it's new.
Research says that when the woman is the provider and the man is a caregiver, the marriage has a greater chance of success. Yeah, okay.
Loud and clear. You just believe as a couple, nothing can hurt you. And then you gradually start to realize that actually anything can hurt you.
We're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk as long as it takes, okay?
But there's nothing left to say.
What is this? What is this thing where we can't talk?
This is a place.
Do you know how long I wanted to leave? I'm gonna go out of my mind if I don't leave right now.
Right now, like right this second.
If I don't leave right now, I know I'm never going to.
I tried so hard to make sense of it. What happened? Oh.
Did you get a new living room? That's really ugly.
I remember how we were, and we're just throwing it all away. We can survive this.
How long did you think that we could go on like that?
Like what?
You were so busy. You didn't even notice.
What did I not notice?
That we were living without any passion.
I realize everything that you've despised me for. Somebody else would love me for exactly the same thing.
All the moments when I used to have. I want to come home.
It's like a piece of tape that you rip off and try to reapply. It might stick, but it's never going to be like the first time.
They really stuck to here pretty much is they stuck to what made the original, and that is pretty much it. Really just dives into, again, it's like during that time period and stuff like that, what marriage was marriage was like, and here it's doing the same thing. It's kind of diving into more of a modern sense of like, this is what marriage is kind of like right now these days, and not every marriage is perfect, not everything's 100%, not everything, there's no such thing as a perfect couple, pretty much. I mean, it's like, I forgot what my friend said pretty much, because he's like, there's nothing ever that's ever perfect. If it's something that's perfect, that means there's flaws in it. So there's always that unnatural side of things when it comes to marriage.
Yeah, my philosophy is I hate the word perfect. I don't think perfect should exist.
No,
because not everybody is going to think that thing's perfect. It's not without flaws. Because perfect was defined to me growing up as nothing could go wrong. Everybody likes it.
Yeah,
but the problem is when you say it's perfect, that's just your opinion.
That's all it is.
In actuality, it's not perfect. There's flaws.
Yeah.
You don't see it because you see it as perfect, but nobody else sees it as perfect.
Exactly.
And what's great about like stuff like Marriage Story and Scene from a Marriage, what makes those movies was a movie, and what I'm hopefully making this miniseries work is showing that you see it as perfect. Yeah. They don't see it as perfect.
It's like one person sees it one way while the other person sees it a different way. And, you know, it's like sometimes it's like, it's all about, you know, coming together, or at least trying to communicate with one another, or at least trying to talk it out or stuff like that, you know, and trying to figure this whole thing out.
And that's why it was great. By the end of Marriage Story, they found they didn't get back. What I love was they didn't get back to, sorry, spoiler for Marriage Story, but they didn't get back.
The original. Like, this could still be.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm probably talking about the Netflix film.
For Marriage Story.
Yeah. No, sorry. I'm sorry. I meant that one. Because that's what this kind of reminds me.
Yeah.
Is that by the end of that film, they're still cool. They're not back together because that's not how it works.
But what the thing is that they kind of hinted and teased how that love is still there for one another. That's the thing.
Not to the extent it was initially, but it's still there.
It's still there for one another, and how it was.
And that's how I kind of see this going as well, because you see it throughout it. It's like they break apart, they kind of get together again, they break apart again, they kind of get. It's like
it's an up and down roller coaster when it comes to marriage, and that's what this is.
And that's why I love that line at the end from Monster Isaac. It's like love is like a sticker. It's like you put on the first time, it's great, but once you take it off and put it back on, it's never the same again.
It's not gonna be the same ever again. Yeah, exactly. And as I said, I think it's a great time to have this reimagining, or at least this new view on marriage, because this is a great way of, like, you know, seeing, you know, showing people that it's like not everything is hunky-dory, not everything's 100%, not everything is going to be what you've always wanted in a marriage. You're going to have the issues, you're going to have the problems, and here it's pushing it to limits where how far it can go, you know, and trying to figure out, you know, what you each want out of a marriage, you know, or what you each want out of, you know, from each other, you know, and that's just what this is really diving into. And I think doing this even as a series, I think it's perfect, because it's like we're diving, compared to the film, The Marriage Story, this one's diving deeper into, like, you know, what they're emotionally going through for each other, you know, especially when they're spending time with friends, and, you know, the way they talk around each other and things like that. It's like, it's really diving into that sense of, wow, okay, we're really diving into, like, the performances here that's going to be carrying throughout this series.
Yeah. So other than that, folks, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button if you want to talk to us more about stuff like this. Comment down below if you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about HBO original series, hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon as well.
Let us know what you guys thought of this. I mean, if you've seen the original, pretty much, you know, original pretty much from back in the 70s, you know, do you like how they're carrying it this kind of over, where it's kind of more of like a modern setting, more of like, you know, not the same exactly, you know, not for word for word, but at least, you know, more of a modern view on marriage even nowadays. Does it look like it's going to be definitely delivered and carried on performances? Do you see this? I see it right now as pretty much a solid, good, you know, award-winning type of, I think, limited series. I think it's going to be up there because it's going to be carried by their performances throughout this whole series. But put down what you thought of our reaction to this. Put down what you thought of this trailer overall itself, and, you know, how they're delivering it, how they're telling it. But most importantly, we thank you for watching.
So until next time, folks, I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And this has been a very scenes marriage-filled episode of SRB.
Scenes from a marriage.
I know what I said.
Never mind. See ya
later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
as well as one of our other SRB shows,
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
you can find us on Twitter and Stardust
at Super React Bros,
as well as on Facebook
at Super Reaction Bros.